What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we've got a Christmas special. Merry Christmas. We are giving out presents to UFC fighters. That's right. In this video we are going to be going through, or I'm going to be going through 10 UFC fighters, as well as a bunch of other honorable mentions to give smaller presents to. But I'm going through 10 or 9, I forget. But I'm going through a bunch of fighters and I'm going to give them a bunch of different Christmas presents. And then, of course, at the end of the video, I'm going to be going through some honorable mentions or some smaller presents as well. So, we're in the Christmas cheer, you know, it's a happy time of year. We're approaching 2024, and obviously there's a bunch of athletes on the roster that, for their hard work, they deserve, you know, they deserve to be rewarded. They deserve some nice presents. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. But let's get started. We're going to start off with the heavyweight champion, Jon Jones. He's a family man. He's a nice guy. Obviously a notorious drug cheat, notorious drunk driver, and notorious cokehead. So, we're going to give him presents accordingly. I'm looking at some Turinabol and some Tren, obviously preferred steroids / growth hormones for Jonathan Jones to use. I'm also thinking of giving him some sparring gear, typically in women's or children's size, so we can get the family involved, you know what I'm saying. Also, looking at a willing sparring partner. You know, there's lots of sparring partners, I'm sure, that would love to spar with Jon Jones. I'm not sure if his wife is one of them, but I'm going to give him a sparring partner that will show up anytime, anywhere, and just throw hands down and can actually throw punches back, unlike his wife. Also, we're going to give Jon Jones, you know, some nose candy, some flour, we could say. Some Colombian flour is what I'm looking at. We're also, because I'm such a nice guy, I'm giving Jonathan Jones a new car. Obviously, we know he did crash his old car in a bit of an accident. Obviously, it wasn't his fault. But I'm looking at giving Jon Jones a brand new car. I think that's a worthy present for Jonathan Jones. I think he would love all of these gifts. And I think we're starting off well with some good Christmas cheer. But we're going to move on to another fighter. And we're looking at Garry, Cuck Chardo himself, the upcoming welterweight contender and potentially the most hated fighter in the UFC right now. First of all, obviously we all know Garry's vegan, but we all know that's not a good thing. So I'm thinking we give him a nice freshly cooked T-bone steak for his Christmas dinner. / any food that's not tofu, really. We can give him anything with protein in it that doesn't taste like mush. Also, I know Garry likes to read, so I'm going to give him a nice book. It's called How to Be a Wag. His lovely wife Layla wrote it. So I'm sure he would love to give that a read. That's a great read. Read it with the family, you know, family stories, Christmas tales is what I'm looking at there. But also, I'm giving him a brand new chair. A chair, you might say. Why would you give him a chair? Because we all know Garry. He likes to sit and watch, but he's been doing it so much that, you know, the chair's breaking down. He needs a new one. So I'm giving Garry a brand new chair to sit and watch in the corner of the room. Also, going to give Mr. Ian some TRT, some testosterone replacement therapy, because we all know this man has more estrogen than female fighters, and that's not good. So we got to get those T levels up, and we got to get those hormones pumping. You know, maybe Garry can have a turn finally. Also, I'm going to give Mr. Garry some paternity test, because I'm just curious. Also, this is more for me. I just want to know, is it his kid? It's just a curiosity that I have. Finally, I'm giving him a qualified nutritionist that hasn't rooted his wife. I'm not sure if he likes that, but personally, if I'm hiring someone, I would prefer them to have not had sexual relations with my ex, or so with my current partner. That's what I'm looking at there. But I'm going to give Garry a nutritionist that has no former sexual history with his wife, who's in his DMs. But we're going to move on to another fighter, and we're looking at Islam Makachev, the lightweight champion. Obviously, a big guy. Is a big guy for lightweight, and he cuts a lot of weight. So to help him out with that, I'm going to give Islam some IVs. I think he's used these already, and I'm sure he's running low on the supply. And I'm sure Team Dagestan is running low on the IV supply. We're also going to give Mr. Makachev his own bath, so that he no longer has to bathe with 17 other Dagestani men. I don't know, maybe he likes that, but me personally, that's not something I would want to do. So I'm going to give him a new bath. But also, going to give Islam a new pet goat, because I heard a rumour that his previous goat fell off a cliff / ran away from him when he was chasing after him with an erect penis. Also, I'm going to give Islam Makachev a loving partner. I'm going to find him a nice woman that isn't a relative and arrange that marriage there, because we all know how much Islam and the Dagestanis love their arranged marriages. And finally, I'm going to give Islam a DNA test from Ancestry.com because I want to find out just how inbred this man is. But I think those are some great presents for Islam Makachev. We're going to move on to this guy, Circus Clown, Sugar Sean O'Malley, you could call him. That's his second name. His first name is Circus Clown, and his second name is Sean22, as Cheeto Vera would say. But I'm giving O'Malley the ability to be engaging on the mic as a present. It's something that he desperately needs. It's something that he lacks in his life, just like you know, sex with his wife. Normally he's the one watching, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna give Mr. Sean the ability to, you know, captivate the masses when he speaks into a microphone instead of making them go to sleep. Also, I'm giving O'Malley a wife that doesn't want to sleep with his friends. I'm sure there's a bunch of women out there that are just fine to have one partner and that don't want to root your friends. So I'm going to give him a woman that, you know, is just monogamous, wants to stay with just him, no friend relations. Also, another wife that doesn't look like Julian Paiva, because that's what he's going with right now, and I think he can do better. Also, I'm going to give Mr. Sean some stable joints, because as the bantamweight champion of the world, you just can't be having frail knees or frail legs. That's just not what we can be having here. Also, going to give Mr. O'Malley a paternity test, because I am pretty sure that it's not his kid. Finally, I'm going to give him some tattoo removal surgery and get rid of the absolute abominations that he has printed on his face and the complete lack of dignity that this man has to tattoo other men's aliases onto his forehead. So that's tough for O'Malley, but I'm getting rid of those. Come on, we got to start a new life, Sean. I'm going to get you better. Also, we're going to move on though to another fighter, and we got Sean Strickland, the man himself, the middleweight champion, Sean Strickland. I think he could do with some firearms. I think he's running low. I think he needs a few more. So I'm going to get him some brand new firearms. Also, going to give Mr. Sean some foreign cuisine. I'm talking more chicken feet. I'm talking snails. I'm talking all the foreign stuff, all the weird shit. Also, I'm going to give him some willing sparring partners. You know, the amount of sparring partners that this guy knocks out, I think I'm going to have to get him some new ones. So we're going to get a whole shipment of sparring partners in. Don't worry, I'm not talking about the Atlantic shipment kind of thing. I'm not talking about that. But also, going to give the man a new Hyundai accent, because this guy, you know, he talks about his car a lot. Apparently it's breaking down. So we're going to get him a new car. Finally, or not finally, we're also going to give this man the N-word pass. I've collected a few of these. I might have stole a couple of them. And I'm going to hand one out to Mr. Strickland. Because let's be real, he's basically an honorary member of the African-American community. But finally, I'm going to give him, you know, the Sean Strickland attire. Obviously, the durag and then the Hennessy and the blunt. So he can complete the look, going to upgrade it, you know. But that's what we're getting to Sean Strickland. I'm sure he would like those presents. But we're going to move on to Israel Adesanya, the former champion, dog bender, gyno bender, the last dog bender, the last dog fucker, you could say. But Israel Adesanya, as a first present, I'm going to get this man some breast reduction surgery, because I do believe that he could use it. You know, that gyno getting out of control sometimes. So we got to get that gone. But he's going to grow back a fucking D cup by the time his next fight rolls around. Also, going to get the man some new nail polish and makeup so he can continue to look like a femme and embarrass himself. Also, a new dog collar. Not for his dog, because that got taken off him, but for him. I think Adesanya needs a new dog collar. You know, the metal one, it's not looking too fresh. So, got to get a new one of those. Finally, or not finally, going to give him some boxing defense and some fundamental boxing skill, because you know, that guy just got walked by Sean Strickland, so that's tough. Gotta learn how to defend a 1-2, my friend. Me personally, I would just slip both of them. But finally, we're going to give him a new Chinese hat so that he can successfully and appropriately represent his culture. I don't know what he's talking about Nigeria. He's clearly Chinese. But we're going to move on to another fighter, and I'm going with Jiri Prochazka. Former light heavyweight champion, the Euro Chad himself, a very interesting man. Pretty much everything I'm giving him, he probably already has or doesn't want. But first of all, I'm giving him a new katana, a new samurai sword. I think he's got like 20 of them, but I'm going to give him another one. Also, I'm going to offer this man a dark room to dwell in and sit with his thoughts, because that seems like something he does often. But I'm going to give him a new one. Somewhere maybe in the European mountains or something. Or like, I don't know, in Mount Everest or some shit like that. I'll give him a new log cabin. Also, going to give him another copy of the Book of Five Rings. It's his favourite book. Also, I'm going to give Jiri Prochazka a different barber. We got to change up the look a little bit. I'll keep the beard, but we want to do some different shit with the hair. You know, the antenna, it's a bit interesting. Let's change it up. Finally, I'm going to give him the ability to defend punches and have your hands by your chin, Mr. Prochazka. I think that's something he could do with. But it was hard to find presents for this man. Probably doesn't even celebrate Christmas. We're going to move on to another fighter, and we've got Bryce Mitchell, the flat earther himself. I'm giving this man an extra 20 IQ points. I think that is something that he could greatly use. I think we could start like a GoFundMe, fundraiser kind of vibe, and get this man some new, or some extra IQ points, I should say. Just get that to triple digits, let's say. Maybe into the double digits. I'm not sure where he's sitting at right now. But also, I'm going to give this guy some basic scientific knowledge. I'm going to sign him up to a science course. You know, we're going to get some physics, we're going to get some biology, all that kind of thing. And we're going to, you know, inform the man on how the world was created. Yeah, I'm just going to stop there before people call me a fucking Satanist. But also, we're going to give this man some steroids because, you know, that body, that soft little body, he's not too strong at featherweight. He keeps getting ragdolled by, like, Ilia Topuria and shit, and then he keeps getting rocked. So, got to get some steroids in there. Got to get that chin better. Do some chin conditioning. It's well known to work. Cody Garbrandt uses it all the time. Also, I'm going to give my friend Bryce Mitchell some striking ability so that he can defend an overhand right, because unfortunately, you got KO'd by Josh Emmett. That's tough. Finally, I'm going to give this man some new farming equipment. I know he's working on a barn. Get him some new tools, a tractor maybe. I think he could do with that. And also, I'm going to give this man a loving partner that isn't a relative. Much like Islam Makachev and the Dagestanis, I think that's an unusual offering for Bryce Mitchell, but I'm going to give it to him. Finally, we move on to Belal Muhammad, the final individual fighter here. But first of all, I'm going to give him a title shot because I think out of everything in the world, that's the one thing this guy wants most. Yeah, I'm going to give him a title shot. He deserves it, let's be real. We can't remember the name, but maybe we can remember to give this man a title shot. I think Dana's forgotten by now. He said the Belal was next in May. I think he's forgotten. Also, I'm going to give this guy the ability to be likable. It's a tough thing for him to do. It's going to be difficult, but I think we can make it happen. Also, facial reconstruction surgery. This man needs a lot of it. Also, fight finishing ability. Let's increase his power by like 50%, and we're getting those knockdowns above 0. That's what we're aiming for. Also, I'm giving this man a trusty backpack to carry his gear in and any other explosive devices. We're going to move on. Also, I'm going to give him a pilot's license for no particular reason. I just think it's a job that he would like to do after fighting. I think that's where his career could go in the future if he does not get that title shot. But those are all the fighters. But now we have some other presents to give out. We're going to give some other individual presents to some more fighters. Tom Aspinall, I'm going to give him a working ACL. Colby Covington, I'm giving him a call from Obama because apparently Trump clearly doesn't like him. So let's try and find a different former politician for him to be supported by. We're going to give Cyril Gahn the latest edition of FIFA and also some like golden packs or whatever you call those things. Also, Jamal Hill, I'm offering him a loving relationship with his brother. I know that's not something he's used to with any family member, but I'm going to try and make that happen. Hamzat Chimaev, we're going to give this man some EPO and he can be an unstoppable 20 defenses champion. Leon Edwards, I'm going to give him some speech therapy lessons. I'm not going to lie, I need some of them too, let's be real. Shavkat Rakhmonov, let's give him a horse. You know, his favourite animal is a horse, his favourite food is a horse. He can decide what he does with the horse. Hopefully no Dagestani kind of madnesses. But Dustin Poirier, I'm going to give this guy an undisputed title. It's something that he's lacked throughout his career, but I'm going to give him an undisputed belt. Volk, we're going to give him a granite chin, the Drew Dober chin, so he can smoke to Poirier and not get knocked out after 4 months turning around from a head kick TKO. Henry Cejudo, I'm going to donate this guy a couple inches of height so he can be taller than his girlfriend / wife, I don't know what she is. Alexandra Pantoja, I'm going to give this man a dad. I'm going to give him a loving father figure. And then Brandon Moreno, I'm going to give this guy another Lego kit for him to play with because he's a 12-year-old. But those are all the people, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Got a bunch more tier lists coming soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.